Lance is known as one of the best Dragon-type Pokemon trainers in history, and his team lives up to the reputation. In Generation 1 and the 3 remakes, Lance is the 4th and final member of the Elite Four. He must be defeated before facing Blue in the Pokemon League Champion. By Generation 2 games, he had proceeded to become Pokemon League Champion again due to Red taking his leave of absence from his position to continue his trainings at Mount Silver. And leaving Lance to take Red's place as his champion, he raises Dragon-types Pokemon, which are both hard to catch and raise as well. He prefers the superior of the Dragon-type Pokemon, believing them to be virtually indestructible. Today we'll be taking a look at the top 5 Pokemon Lance has acquired throughout his journey, and for this top 5 we'll be taking Pokemon from the game and also the Pokemon anime as well. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump in the top 5 Pokemon owned by Lance himself. It's safe to say if you wasn't running a water-type Pokemon on your Elite Four challenge, Aerodactyl definitely gave you a hard time. From Generation 1 to 3, Lance has had an Aerodactyl on his team. I remember in Generation 1, every single one of his Pokemon had Hyper Beam, and it resulted in me losing every single time I tried to take on this guy. Aerodactyl is such a strong Pokemon, and to rub it in the wounds even more, this Pokemon is at level 60 when you go to face it. Let's just hope that you've trained up before you take on the Pokemon League. Aerodactyl is such a strong Pokemon, combined with his moves like Fly in Generation 2, it was so tough to take on. You really had to have a strategy before going into the battle with Aerodactyl, so definitely Aerodactyl made its way on this list at number 5. Charizard is next up on the list now. Now I don't mean to hype beast this Pokemon up, but I mean you've gotta love Charizard, right? Lance made a reappearance in the second generation of Pokemon games Gold, Silver and Crystal, and this time around we see a Charizard on his team. Now Charizard has been more of a reoccurring Pokemon in the series. He's featured on his team in Gold and Silver, Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver as well. His dedication to the Pokemon put it on the list, although some other Pokemon could have made it to this spot. It's the overall fact that Charizard being difficult to beat for me when I was young is what really led me to realise how much I envied Lance back in the day for being able to get a Kanto starter in Pokemon Gold. I couldn't find one anywhere. How much did you guys envy Lance for having a Charizard? And I've got to admit, the Generation 2 Charizard sprite looked pretty dope. God damn it, Lance. Garchomp makes its way to the number 3 on the list, and you may ask why. Well, we only saw it once in the Pokemon games, and yes, you are correct. But let me remind you just how strong this Pokemon is. Garchomp's base attack at level 50 is 130. Now, his Garchomp in the Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver rematch is level 72. Yes, 72. His moveset on the Pokemon was absolutely insane. It was soul destroying to my team every single time. The Garchomp had Outrage, Swords Dance, Roar, and even more Outrage! It just doesn't make sense. Outrage being one of the strongest physical Dragon-type Pokemon moves, combined with Swords Dance, this Pokemon was an absolute tank. It was literally unstoppable. You definitely had to go in thinking about this Pokemon when taking on the rematch. Garchomp itself is such a great Pokemon, and stab moves like Earthquake as well on the roster is definitely going to give you a rough challenge. Yep, I bet these two last final Pokemon you can guess right. Well, number 2 on the list is Gyarados. Now, every single time you battle Lance, he is more than likely to have a Gyarados on his team. Now, with Gyarados being the great Pokemon that it is, he's not on the list actually from the battles, but the fact in the Pokemon anime, this Pokemon, apart from his ace, was seen with him all of the time. Lance captured a shiny Gyarados in the episode Rage of Innocence, when Ash and the crew tried to stop the Gyarados' rage, but Team Rocket ended up in the way yet again. The main thing is, if you are a huge fan of the anime and the games, you really cannot picture Lance without having a Gyarados. Pokemon like that make a huge statement to games and to fans themselves. In the Pokemon Generations episode, you can see him battling the shiny Gyarados as well. It is such a great Pokemon and definitely a number 2 contender for this list. And I'm pretty sure you got this one right. Dragonite is the number 1 spot. Yes, that is correct. Now, let's admit it, this Pokemon caused us some of the most unreal pain in the older games. And I mean, it was absolutely insane. I mean, I'll admit we were kind of lucky in Pokemon Red, Blue and Yellow to take only one Dragonite on throughout the battle. But after this, he goes insane in Generation 2. But not only one Dragonite, but 3 Dragonites, all equipped with Thunder Wave and Hyper Beam. Man, man, this guy was a huge thing to battle. Dragonite has been a Lance's ace Pokemon for such a long time. As far as I can remember Lance back in the Pokemon games, Dragonite has been the main one. Now, Dragonite has appeared in every single battle in the games with Lance. It appeared in the anime and the manga as well. Lance's Dragonite has been there taking on in Red and Blue in the Pokemon League. He helped stop Team Rocket. Dragonite will always be his ace Pokemon, and it really does live up to his name. I swear, Lance is the Dragon Master. So that's all we have for in today's top 5 countdown video. Please go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below on who would you like to see next week for our countdown series here on the channel. Remember, I upload daily Pokemon videos like this every single day and a top 5 countdown each week, so make sure you subscribe if you guys don't want to miss out on future episodes to come. Give it a thumbs up down below. My name's FeintAttacks, you've been amazing as always, and I will see you guys back in the next one. Peace out!